Hi guys, anybody here? I'm here. Are you here? Who the fuck's here? Usually the computer tells me when I'm live. I'm not live anymore. Evidently, I'm not live. I'm dead. Whatever the fuck. Here's a shirt for you. It says, "But did you die?" And that's when somebody tells me a fantastic story. Uh, I got this shirt when somebody would tell me a fantastical story about their survival in the Antarctic, in the middle of winter and icy seas and walruses attacking. You know, you just look at them and say, "You're here, aren't you? Did you die?" Well, then it wasn't so fucking bad, was it? You know, Navy SEAL training, Special Forces, that would be Green Berets to you guys, Special Forces training, Ranger training, some of the hardest goddamn training in the world. But people do make it through it. I'm living proof. It's not so much the training that kills your body, it's what comes after. All the training after. All right, I have something to say. I've got an hour before I have to travel. I have to leave to go over to the dentist. So I wanted to say a couple things. Um, my thumbnail, if you look at that, I make knives. Okay, so that knife right there, that is a stacked leather handle. So you cut out pieces of leather, glue it together on the handle, press it together so everything's glued together. Put the butt cap on, and then you shape it with a belt sander. I use a 1x30 belt sander, and I sit there and I shape that handle so that it fits just right. And then I can waterproof the handle after that, or you can use oil on the handle or whatever to make it look cool. I like to waterproof it because it is leather after all. And yeah, so that's what my tooth feels like, swollen. If I wasn't taking tramadol for my foot and or gabapentin for my foot and tramadol for my back, that thing would just kill me because I forgot one night and that thing was just throbbing. So anyway, when the dentist looked at it, he said, my local dentist said, "You want me to pull that? You don't use that one." I said, "Nope, you've already pulled too many." He's got one wisdom tooth gone up here, a wisdom tooth and a molar gone down there, a wisdom tooth and two molars gone up here, and this one right here is the only one that's got a wisdom tooth on it, my lower left. The only one that's got wisdom tooth, all of its teeth left in that line. He said, "You want me to pull that one because you're not using that one anyway?" I said, "No, no, you pull enough of them out of my mouth. I'm going to keep that one." He said, "Well, you're going to have a root canal then, and I don't do that. Above my pay grade, so got to go to Mesa City to the oral surgeon. Have him do it." All right, very good. So I got to fill out this online registration, patient name, uh, next of kin, who to contact, emergency. What do you have for medical insurance? What do you have for dental insurance? What do you have for secondary? What do you have for secondary? And all the fucking numbers and what the addresses and phone numbers are. I don't fucking know. You know what? I just know I got it. And when I go to the dentist, like when I went to my dentist local, I went in and I said, "Okay, hey, I got Medicare for my primary insurance, A and B. I got TRICARE for life as my secondary insurance, which also acts as my Medicare Part D. And I said, I have a Delta Dental Plan, which is part of TRICARE, or FedVip, I'm sorry. It was part of my civilian health care plan. But I took a dental add on to it, so I'm still paying for Delta Dental. I could get that through TRICARE, but I don't because it's the exact same company, Delta Dental. It's the exact same plan. It's the exact same everything. And I still have Delta Dental. I said, am I good? And the dentist said, yeah, you still got Delta Dental. You're good. So then I got to fill out all that shit for numbers and crap for the oral surgeon. Fuck, I don't know all that shit. Well, let them look it up. Fuck, that's what they're making thousands of dollars for. I know it's going to cost me, and they want some of their money up front. They let the insurance company pay you. Oh fuck yeah, that's great. I had to go over there and have a tooth pulled once because it was one of those that, let's see, it was up here. Yeah, it was one down over here because that was one that was closer molar that was closer to the front, and supposedly that one can go all the way through your jawbone. So if it goes through your jawbone and it's not sealed properly or done whatever, then you have a hole goes all the way down into your throat. You can still whistle up through or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, I had to go and get that one pulled. And so I've been over there once before. So they got all that information. Fuck them. I don't let them look it up. I'm not going to do it. And then the other thing I got was this invitation in the mail for this right here. You know what that is. You know what that is. All right. And they want to give me a platinum plan. I got to look at this. I'm not going to get it anyway. But I got to looking at the crap that's in here. And they sent you this nice brochure, color brochure that, oh my God, you can do so much with this, traveling, dining, and blah, 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 fucking ships and vacations and travel and dining and, oh, the wonderful world of platinum. Yeah. Okay. First thing I always look at is this one right here. See that? Look at that right up here, right there. What does that say? APR 20.74 to 28.74. I look at that and I go, nope, I don't. And then the other thing I look at is annual fee. Is there an annual fee? Nope, no annual fee. APR and cash advance is 29.99%. Pay over time, penalty APR, 29.99%. Annual membership fee, $695. Late fees, $40. Transaction fees, either $10 or 5% of the amount of each cash advance, whichever is greater. Late fee, up to $40. Return payment up to $40. Annual payment, $695. Annual membership fee. But when you guys sign shit like this is what you're agreeing to right here. That's not just one side. That's both sides. This is the terms and conditions. And if you go ahead and get that, you're agreeing to all this shit. This is a legal document. And only a lawyer can understand this. And nobody has the attention span to read that, let alone understand it. So I'm just telling you guys, if you agree to this, then whatever you get from this, your problem, nobody else's problem. You're stupid, that's it. I know most of the people that watch this, I know most of the people in the coin community aren't that stupid. But there are stupid people. This is for rich people here. This is for people who have millions and millions and billions of dollars and they have accountants pay their bills. This is not for ordinary people. So I don't know why in the hell they're sending me this crap. But this is what I do with it when I get it right here. That's what I do with it. And then it goes out to start fires. This is a fire starter. That's what this is. All right, that's what I wanted to say, and I wanted to tell you that I won't be at the Durban auction today. Even if Joe has one, because he didn't have one Monday, and he didn't have one. Did he have one last week Friday? What is today? Thursday. Yeah, he didn't have one Monday, and he didn't have one yesterday. So no, today's Wednesday. Oh, what the hell is today? It's the 20th. Let me look at my phone. I don't even know what day it is anymore. I think it's Wednesday. Yeah, it's Wednesday. So he did not have a auction on Monday, and he didn't have an auction Friday. He's sick. He's under the weather, and he has a back that bothers him like mine bothers me. Very, very bad back. I think Joe's about my age. I think he's a little younger than me, but about my age, so his back ain't real good either. All right, so that's what we got. That's all I wanted to say. And then I have some stuff here. I wanted to trade Kiwi some stuff, and then somebody wanted to make a deal for some of my Morgans. That's what I got for Morgans. That's all I got. I got a couple of. Wait a minute. That ain't all Morgans. I lied. I got this Morgan. It's NGC slabbed MS63. It's a 19040 from NGC. It's got a really weird. You see that line of toning on it, and then there's a spot over here. See that right at the edge? Then there's that one line that goes all the way across it. That's the only toning on this one, and that's the way it came. And nobody wanted it, so that's why I got it. But those are my Morgans right there. I think, yeah, those are my Morgans. That's all I got. So how many's in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 Morgans there. One Morgan here. And somebody wanted to make a deal. And I like peace dollars. I got twice as many peace dollars as this. I have more peace dollars that are slabbed and graded stuff. I'm not really particularly interested in Morgans. I don't really care. I like peace dollars a lot more. A lot more. I think they're prettier. And three things I'm looking for right now. I want a silver 1 ounce 2024 Kookaburra, Kanga, and Kangaroo. Kookaburra, Kangaroo, and a Koala. All 2024s. And I need to have them have the P125 logo on them for the Perth 125th anniversary. I want one of each of those. And that goes with my other ones here. I have the Perth 125 complete set, I think, other than, well, I got all the dragons. And I don't know if they made a colorized version of this one. I don't know if they made a colorized 1 ounce. I don't know if the Kangaroo, the Koala, and the Kookaburra all are, if they have a colorized version also. If they do, I might get those, but what I got is all the dragons. I mean, I got all the sizes, all of the, and I got the plain and the colorized, and I got the gold gilded ones, and the half ouncers, the ouncers, the 2 ouncers, the 5 ouncers. And then that's all of the Perth coins that I will collect until it goes to their 150th anniversary. But you see, the 150th anniversary was that's another 25 years. You have to do a little math here. See, 150 minus 125 is 25, equals 25. I am 68. Plus 25 is how much? 88. Will I be alive? No. More than likely not. Odds are not. That's math again. The odds are because the actuary table for white males in America is what? What's the death age of death? 72, 73. And for women, it's 77. Now, my stepdad's outliving that. My mom outlived that. They were both in their 80s when they died. My mom died 2 years ago. She was 85, I think, 84, 85. So she outlived hers. My stepdad, my actual dad died when he was 33. So yeah, he cut that actuary. He lowered that average quite a bit. But my stepdad's 90, 88, 89, somewhere around there. He, let me see, 88, 2 years. Let me see, it's 86, 85. Yeah, he's 89, I believe. Anyway, he's still kicking. He's in nursing home, but he's kicking yet. Still using a walker. Still getting around. Has trouble going to the bathroom. Getting the pants down, turn around, sit down, taking his shit, wiping his ass, getting back up is hard. But he's still kicking. So, I could be alive. I could be alive. I don't think so. The way I feel, but. And then I thought about spending some more money and going over and getting another tattoo. I'm going to get a couple yet, but I have to pay off my debt first. I have a little debt, about 8 or 9 months worth. So I got to pay that off. And then I'm debt free again. I was debt free. I owed nobody nothing except property taxes and insurance. And then, just the daily, fill up LP tank, the electric bill. But I didn't owe anybody anything. And then I got myself into a little bit of debt by just not paying attention. So I got to pay that off. And I got to get that done. So, yeah. That'll take another 8, 9 months. So it's not real serious, but it still needs to be paid off. I don't like having it. I don't like having debt. And then I go back at it hard again. And yesterday, we welded up. And I'll have to go out and take a picture when we're done and show it to you. It was quite a deal. Quite a deal. This big rack, like I told you before, I have a butchering room in my shed. It takes up 1/3 about of my 1/3 the length of my shed, which is 60 feet. So 60 feet long, and 1/3 of 55 is what? 15 foot, 35, yeah, about 15 to 20 foot wide. inside of my door, there's a metal shop in there where I do my knife making. And then the other part of that, the two-thirds of that length is a butchering room in there. So that's where we butcher deer, pork, sheep, goats, cattle, pigs, whatever gets butchered in there. And sitting next to that, back in the corner there, is a 10 by 8 by 10 walk-in cooler. And then right in front of that, from that cooler to the butchering room door where you walk in, we're putting up a large rack. So we got uprights that go all the way up to the top of my roof, and concrete. It goes about 5 foot in the ground, 6 foot in the ground, and bolted to that all the way to the roof and braced, and then braced that way up above, and then 2 braces over to the top of my butchering room, because there's an upstairs on to that butchering room and shop. There's an upstairs, and that's all for storage up there, and that's a steel. Those are steel beams up there, and then 2x6s laid on their side and then bolted to those steel beams. So there'll be braces that go over there, like in what is that, 10 foot up on those upright beams, and then down below, just lower than where the I-beam is up above, and there's a roller on that I-beam, and then an electric winch that'll raise and lower stuff. And we're going to put a bar with kickers on down below where we can hang deer, because deer are not near as long as a beef, so we'll come down a ways, and then we'll put a bar across also, just to hang deer on. And there won't be a track on there to it'll just be a 2-inch square tubing, just to hang meat hooks on, which will hold the deer. So, and then we can use the electric winch actually to pick up the deer and lower them too. Bit of overkill on that winch, but because that thing's made to haul up some heavy shit. And hauling up a deer carcass is nothing for it. I use a little Harbor Freight winch in my other shed to haul them up where we skin them at. And if we're not going to use that shed anymore to hang them in the rafters, then I can take that winch down and bring it over, so I can use that one. That's just a 110, it's a very small winch. So, we got that done. Brother Brian, because he's got a bill up at in an account up at NAX to get the metal, he's just going to get the rest of it. I was going to get it, but he said, I got a bill already, so then I'll just pay him back some next month. So what time is it? 11:41. Hey, Darren, very good to see you. Mrs. Coin Crew, how are you? Working today, huh? Your grandpa died at 73. Yeah. See, I think by the life insurance actuary tables, I believe the males, white male in America, I think the limit is 73 or 74, and females is 77 or 78, something like that. But there are some people who outlive that by a lot, and there are some people who die early, you know. So everything taken together and averaged out, that's where it's at. With my health problems, I don't have any major health problems as far as cancers or um, being diabetic or anything like that. What I have is mostly structural. I did have 10 inches taken out of my colon, but I think that's about the only thing internal I've had done besides having an appendix out. I had that lipoma taken off here. Okay, great. I had my ankle fused and then refused a year ago, 14 months ago. And then when I was still working, I retired from the government, but I was working for a local company called Fox River Mills. They manufacture socks. You guys might be wearing Fox River Mills socks. I don't know. It's a big company. Anyway, I was working for them in the maintenance department, and I was cutting down old steam pipes up in the rafters. I was up on a ladder doing. I should have been on a lift, but that was being used by some of the other guys. So I was up on a ladder cutting them, and I went to turn around. I blew my knee out for some reason. 65 years old, and blew my knee out. 64 or whatever I was. And I had to have my quad muscles sewed back onto my kneecap. Well, half of them stayed, and the other half of them didn't stay. And so the same surgeon went in and he reattached them. He reattached them good this time. And so I have reattached quad muscles on my right leg. Oh, plenty of broken bones, but my left knee is just bone on bone. There's no cartilage left in it. My left ankle is very weak because I still have, I had broken that ankle and had a screw in there, but that big deck screw was starting to back out. So I had them remove that. And I still have, I had a spiral fractured fibula down there real low. And they had to put a plate and 9 screws on that keep it in place, and I still have those in there. But you know, other than that, I mean, nothing internal really. Everything's structural, bones, arthritis. Plus, I got that broken back, and the arthritis just taken over where that backbone is squished down. I should have it replaced probably, but I don't know. I really don't want any more surgeries at my age because as you get older and older, it's harder and harder to come back from surgeries. But I must admit, the 10 inches that they took out of my gut and the drain that they had on the aneurysm, not aneurysm, it was a cyst on the side of my colon. I had to drain that first before they went in and took out that 10 inches that was attached to. I actually healed up really quick from that. Healing up from the ankle fusion took a while because you're sitting here for a year doing nothing in a chair and your muscles atrophy, your leg muscles atrophy. And so it's been fun working in and learning how to walk again on ground after that. So just strengthening up those muscles and getting your mind used to the fact that your foot doesn't bend anymore. You have to lift it up higher. You have to lift up, you have to lift your feet higher. So it's yeah, diabetes is one of those things, if treated properly, you can live with that. My brother has diabetes, and he had to sleep with a CPAP. He was getting really heavy. He's about 4 inches taller than me. I think he's about 6'5", something like that. And I have another brother, 2 other brothers who are taller than that, but that's my youngest brother. He has diabetes and he had to sleep with a CPAP, and he was getting awful heavy. And he had to lose some weight. And he did, to his credit. I don't think he sleeps with a CPAP anymore, but he'll always have diabetes. So Yeah, he's got to watch blood sugar and shit like that. And then my one sister, she has a low thyroid output like I have. So other than that, I have no problems internally. It's just my I have structural failure, and that's and folks, that's all from being in the military. Well, I mean, that one broken ankle is from skydiving, but everything else is from the military. So, and yet to be able to say, yeah, well, that happened during your military service, but I'm only going to give you 10%. And see, stuff does. You can have. See, I get 10% uh, for a skull fracture and a concussion that kept me in a drug-induced coma for 2 weeks, so my brain swelling had come down, and they can fix the fracture. And they said, well, yeah, that happened, yeah, but you don't have any traumatic brain injury symptoms. You know, that anxiety and depression to the point where I got damn near off myself. That has nothing to do with that fucking brain injury. I'm sure of it. And VA says, well, we'll give you 10%. Well, what the fuck does that do? That does nothing. Yeah, we're responsible, but we're not going to do anything about it. Yeah, that's what that is. So I will continue to fight the VA. I gave up for a little while. I need a better advocate. And then they send you to a head shrink and I went to one and he says, yeah, oh, he has normal anxiety, normal depression, like any other person has. Yeah, you want to bet? Fucking asshole. But you got to be real careful about what you say to Army shrinks, VA shrinks, because they want to take your guns away. You have any mental health issues, they want to take your guns away from you just for that. And fuck them. I ain't having that. So 65 days you were in a coma. Dude, what happened to you? Were you in an accident or something? Vehicle accident? Yeah. Well, see, my dad worked for Oliver Corporation. He moved around after he got out of the Army. Um, he went to Korea and did a tour in Korea during the Korean War. Got out, came home, tried to become a police officer in Des Moines and Waverly, Iowa. Did that for a couple years. Found out it wasn't for him. Moved back home to his hometown and got married to my mother. Oh no, my mother. They were married when we got out of the Army, and then um, he worked for Oliver Tractor Corporation, which turned into White Tractors, and then went out of business. But he was dead by then. Anyway, he was an electrician, and that's what he did in the Army. He was Signal Corps. So guess what I did when I went in the Army? Signal Corps. Anyway, he had 7 kids. I'm the second oldest of 7. My wife had, or my mother had just given birth to the last child when my dad died. So she was a widow with 7 fucking little kids to take care of. We lived on government cheese and oatmeal, powdered milk, powdered eggs for a couple years. And then through my mom's brother and sister-in-law, her brother also worked at Oliver. Knew a guy up there that was her age, single, was working on his dad's farm plus a full-time job, and they started dating. got introduced and started dating, and my stepdad wanted to start his own farm. His stepdad or his dad was dying, also getting the end of his life, and so he was going to take over that farm. There's 180 acres there, so he was going to have to farm and hold a full-time job, of which he did. He bought the farm from Grandpa Pittman, and he continued to farm 180 acres, raise, I don't know, about 15 cattle, and we raised 50 hogs that we farrowed twice a year. And we, us young boys, were free labor for him. We were responsible for doing chores, hauling shit, driving tractor, spreader, baling hay, all of that shit. And he never adopted us simply because they didn't have the monetary resources to adopt us. See, my mother was getting my dad's Social Security for each one of those 7 children. So that money, plus his income from the farm, plus his income from his full-time job, is what kept us afloat. Plus, we raised and butchered our own chickens, had plenty of eggs. We had our own beef and pork, which we butchered ourselves because we had another walk-in cooler and a bandsaw in the basement. My mother made lard, fried down fat, made lard, and so we had plenty of meat to eat. We had plenty of vegetables because my mother always, her whole life had a big garden, always. Because Grandma Kingfield, her mother always had a big garden. There were plenty of boys in that family too, if I can remember right. Alvin, Norm, Frank, Jim, Joe, Florence, Mary. I think there were 7 kids in that family, 5 boys and 2 girls, of which my mother was one. So, yeah, she always had a big garden also. And so we moved up here. We we worked on 180 acre farm, raised cattle, hogs, chicken, goats, ducks. And the old man, when he got rid of the cattle and the hogs, he like any other old farmer, had to have something to raise. So he had white-tailed deer, a couple of them. We raised. We raised emus and rheas. Those are like for you uninitiated. Those are like a small ostrich and then a smaller ostrich. Just dumb birds with long legs. Peacocks. They had peacocks, peafowl, um, guineas. The fuck else did we have? Never had any goats or sheep though. And the old man knew, my stepdad knew better than goats or sheep because you got to have, they always get out, man. And here's the thing, sheep are great when they're healthy. When they get sick, they die. There's nothing you can do about it. You can have a vet out, you can have them looked at, you can do whatever. Sheep just die. Goats are the same way. They're stupid. They get their horns caught in something and they die immediately. Just fucking they die. And in goats, you can never keep in a pen. I don't care what your fences are like. They're going to jump over, crawl under. You can't keep them in a fucking pen. And they eat everything in sight. I mean, everything in sight. As high as they can reach, they eat everything. So I would never have a goat again. Hey, Alaska Assassin, how are you, buddy? I watched your part 2 of your mail opening last night. Good Lord, man. You must have been keeping packages for 2, 3, 4, 6 months, probably. Oh man, you were in a bad way, Darren. You were in a bad way. Oh yeah. Let me see. Eh, we had room for young kids. Um, like my seven siblings, us three boys, four boys were in. No, three boys were in one room. The three girls were next. They were in one room, and my baby brother he slept in my mom and dad's room. And then after everything was looking good, my mom and stepdad had four more kids of their own. So there's 11 kids in my family. So I have two stepbrothers, two stepsisters, and three other brothers, and Kathy, Debbie, three other sisters, and me. So, and I'm the second oldest of that whole bunch. So. Darren, were you wearing a seatbelt in your rollover accident? I'm curious. Did that seatbelt do a fucking thing for you or not? I refuse to wear a seatbelt. And I've been in more accidents, rollovers in my pickups, and hitting deer and hitting other cars and over the years, and seatbelt never did me any fucking good. And I've heard horror stories where seatbelts are just. I got about 15 minutes, guys. Then I got to go. Seatbelts actually cause fatal injuries. So, hey, freaking awesome! How you doing, buddy? And Scotty's in here too. Yep, there he is. Hey, Scotty. You guys got to excuse me with chat. I learned. See, my camera's right there, and my chat's over here. So I got to keep turning my head, and that's why my head's always like this when you see me on. I have to force myself to go look back at the camera and do everything in front of the camera, and even then, you see my eyes going over there. But uh, I have to force myself when I'm looking at the camera, or when my camera's pointed at the table and I'm doing an opening or whatever. Then my chat's way over here. I'm gonna have to do the double monitor setup. I'm gonna have to experiment with that, so I can look at the chat and see the camera at the same time. Whatever. A month of mail, man, that was a lot of mail. Oh, I'd appreciate a Magna poker chip. The poker chips, man. You were showing them last night. Those were cool. Those were cool. I think that's the coolest poker chip that I'd seen. I got a couple of them that I thought were kind of neat just because of the colors, but uh, I got this orange one from, oh shit. Oh, god damn. Shut up. This one's from Mellow Yellow. And he's got his little sunglasses on the sun on the other side. And this is one from, oh, geez. One of the guys in England. He did the GPS tracker with 365 days of silver. He did a GPS tracker coin. I got that, but he did a poker chip with that too. It just says this chip, this poker chip contains a tracker. Subscribe to 365 to deactivate it. it was a it was a good idea. And so I bought one of his silver GPS tracker coins, and I got a poker chip with it. So yeah, it was kind of cool. But yours, I thought, are the coolest of all of my poker chips, and I got some, but they're all either black or green. Oh, there it goes. Sure, drop that one. Now where'd that one go? Yep, there you are. See, I got a stack of them. But they're either black or green. Oh, I got one blue one in there. Sorry. What is the blue one? Oh, that's Sailor. That's Sailor stacking right there. I got Farmer, RC, another Farmer, Brad V. What do we got there? Oh, Kraken, Thule. There's Captain Stacks. There's Addicted to Precious Metals. There's SGT's 1,000 subscriber. Silver Punk. That's the one I was talking. Silver Punk in 365 Days of Silver. They're the ones that did that collab on the tracker round. And then there's Oregon Stacker there. And that's Sailor. Yeah, that's all. But most of them are black or green. I do got that one blue one, one orange one yellow one. So the colors are what really attract me to them. But anyway, it's kind of neat. I like them poker chips. I do like the poker chips. I don't know, man. I got to go here pretty quick, so I'm going to read the chat and then. It's not, yeah, going through the window is not the fun. Especially if you make it all the way through, because then you're getting, especially if the car rolled, and depending on which way it rolled, dude, you're gonna die. Yeah, I know, Mrs. Coin Crew. It broke her rib, but did it save her life? And see, that's what I want to know. And if it didn't actually do any saving of the life in the accident, but it broke her rib just because she had it on, then I don't like the damn thing. You know, why do we have seatbelt laws? I'll ask that question. Why do we have seatbelt laws? Because of medical insurance, because of the insurance industry. They have lobbyists. They can lobby the government, and they went to the federal government, and federal government said to the states, all right, you're either going to pass these mandatory seatbelt laws, or we're not giving you any highway fund money. And so the states went along with it. But it's all because the insurance industry said you're going to do it. You have no choice. You didn't get to vote on it. Did you? You didn't get to vote on that. Here's another one. Back in my day when I was a kid, the fucking speed limits on the road were 70 and 70 during the day, some roads 65, and 60 at night. So you had day and night speed limits. Now I get picked up if I'm doing 56 because the mandatory 55-mile-an-hour speed limit. Why? Why again? Why? All right. In the 1970s, we had a thing called a oil embargo. And we had gas rationing. And stations were running out, and people standing in line for miles to get gas. Well, they thought lowering the speed limit would actually save on gas. Well, yeah, it does a little bit. But think of the downside. All right. Now, When America became energy independent, why didn't the fucking speed limits go back up? You didn't get to vote on it, did you? Well, speed limits were, yeah, we saved some lives, and medical costs went down. Well, why did the medical costs go down? What drives the medical community? What drives costs? Like when you go to the doctor, when you get pills, whatever. Insurance drives that. So the insurance industry is telling the government keep the speed limits lower because that saves on medical costs, which is back on us again, on the insurance industry. You see how that fucking works? You didn't get to vote on that, but you're making billions and billions and billions of dollars for the insurance industry because it's just like Pop says, a three shell money. You got money here, and you move the cups around. Now the money's over here. Same thing, man. You're robbing Peter to pay Paul. We're paying the insurance industry to make millions of dollars. Insurance doesn't have to be that high. Medical costs doesn't have to be that high. Nothing has to be as high as it is, but because of greed. All right. I wish I could explain it better to you, but I know what's going on. And then who also benefits from that? Pharmaceutical industry. But the pharmaceutical industry say we ain't making enough money, so we need to have people take a fucking experimental drug. It would take us normally 2 or 3 years of testing to get this drug approved by the FDA. But if we have a worldwide crisis, we can mandate that people take this fucking experimental injection and we'll make billions of dollars because we'll be the only ones supplying it. Well, then somebody else in the medical industry or in the pharmaceutical industry, well, we can do that too. And they came out with their own fucking clot shot. There you go, man. I refuse to take the fucker. And I'm sure a lot of you guys did too. You refused to take it. My wife had to. My daughters did, all three of them. And hopefully they don't have any fucking side effects from it. But I've seen too much evidence of that shot causing death and heart attacks and bloodborne illnesses, blood illnesses because of that shot. And I'm not anti-vaccine. I got all my vaccines when I was a young kid. Rubella, mumps, measles, fucking everything. Got them all. Got them all, man. I even got my shingles shot. 2 of them. Because the first one wasn't good enough. No, I had to take a second one. So I got that done too when I was 65. So I'm not anti-vaccine, but I'm anti that vaccine. I'll tell you that. My oldest daughter quit speaking to me because she said, oh, without you getting the vaccine, you're putting all those people in lives in danger over the nursing home. My wife works at a nursing home. So she comes home, she goes to work, she comes home, she goes to work. They had to be tested every day. They went into fucking work. They had a quick test. They had to take blah, blah, blah. Yes, I got COVID twice. First time, it was no taste, no smell, and I was tired all the time for 2 weeks. Okay, great. The second time I got it, it was a fucking cold. That was it. And I went and got tested, and I have the antibodies. Never got sick again. So there you go. It was just a harsher flu is all it was. And I didn't get any nausea with it at all. It was just no taste, tired all the time, no smell, and that was it. The second time I got it, it was like nasal congestion, and then it was fucking dripping and whatever. I think it might have been a cold, but it was a month after the other one, so I just blame it on COVID. But anyway, what time we got? I gotta go, guys. So, uh, Yucatec. Okay, I was at Black Rapids at the Army Training Center there, and up on Gokana Glacier. Where was I at? Fairbanks. I got remember the forts. We were at Eielson Air Force Base. We were at Fort Wainwright, and what's the other one up there? Was there too? Fort Richardson. There we go. Fort Richardson, Fort Wainwright, Eielson Air Force Base. Uh, I walked a lot of terrain. I climbed a few mountains. I climbed a glacier. Down which river is it that we do water navigation on? Forget the river. The pipeline crosses it because we had to go under the pipeline. Black Rapids. What the hell river is that up there? I had to look, man. But I brought a whole bunch of stuff home from Alaska while I was up there. I brought back some diamond willow for my mom's walking stick I made for her. I got a beaver hat, a trapper hat. So it's got the flap in the front, flips up, and earmuffs that come down, ties up over the top. I got an actual Alaskan beaver trapper hat. What else I get when I was up there? Oh, I did get a couple of actual Alaskan ulus. I don't know if I got one of them laying up here or not. No, I don't. It's not up here. I don't know where that's. It's in with my knives. What else I get when I was up there? I don't know if I got anything else when I was up there. I got an iPhone. We had one night off for training when I was with the 12th. We went to a strip club up there in Anchorage. Oh, I fell in love. That was a great night. We did go to I don't know if it was a coin dealer or a pawn shop. What was a black guy ran it, and he was cooking. Um, oh, he was cooking intestines when we were there, and yeah, that was a bad smell. Those hadn't been cleaned very well. I could tell you. Anyway, he liked them, so whatever. I like them, but just not. I like mine cleaned a little better. Anyway, that's what I got from Alaska. I know one thing: we were extremely lucky walking around out in the fucking wilderness during a blueberry season with no fucking ammo in our guns at all. Goddamn good thing nobody got mauled by a bear. That's all I can say. Good thing we never crossed a bear. I think we were extremely lucky. But anyway, that's all I got, guys. Gotta go. Let me read the chat one more time. Shishmarif. We had guys that went all the way up into Nome and actually went and lived with the Eskimos for a while. I did not get to do that. I got to do a down pilot rescue. Got to do escape and evade mission. Didn't get to do the living with the natives mission. Yeah, no jabs there either. I'm thinking most of you guys are smart that way. Where the hell's my cursor on this freaking computer? I don't know where it's at, man. Oh, where my cursor's at. Yep, found it. See, sometimes you just gotta lick it. Okay. Yes, I am anti-guinea pig too, but how many people lost their lives, lost their jobs, their livelihoods, their families, relatives, and friends simply because of that fucking shot? Hey, Angry Warrior. Working and lurking? Yep. She just saw him in chat before you did, that's all. So her lag must be less than yours, that's all. Oh, you were in top chat, okay. Curse jar. I don't have a curse jar. If I had a curse jar, I'd be rich. All right, you guys, everybody be careful. Remember, that's what we do. We live free or we die. See you guys. I got to go get a root canal. We'll see how I feel when I come back. See ya.